got it set up. I've got the stream started. Just letting it run a minute. Checking the actual stream.
Doing okay, Dad?
Yep, just making my posts. I gotta update my Twitch app. Let's try that again. Alright. See if we can get this going. I think our sound's okay. We'll find out. Not like we're professionals or anything. I need to clip our windows a little bit better so I can get the little bit of the sound icon and stuff out of the corner of our displays. But anyway, it is. Hey, Hammer, what's up, buddy?
Hey, dude.
We've been gone for a little while, but yes, happy Friday.
Yes.
It has been a week, man.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the first of many here tonight. So, at least one for now, one for later. So,
Save it
man,
for later.
we're still trying to get back in the swing of all this. It's been
Yeah.
kind of a stutter getting back into it, but it is what it is. So,
And if there's anything I know about, it stutters.
hey, you threw yourself under the bus on that one. That's not on me.
No, I am owning one of my facets. You know, I'm owning it. I stutter. I will always have a stutter.
A facet. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a facet of my being.
I'm just glad. Good to see you too, man. Good to see you. Yeah, you're the creative one of the two, so you're going to be doing most of the creative heavy lifting tonight. So
That's always been the thing. Ever since episode 1, that's been the thing.
that's true. I'm production monkey. That's pretty much it. So, all right. Are you ready to get started? Turn this music
Yep.
off. All right. Let me get the.
Before I get started, I've always had that like a weird pet peeve about that term production monkey because if anything, you're the organ grinder just doing the organ grinding and I'm the one and I'm the one dancing and doing all the creative stuff that actually gets the eyes in.
Production monkey sounds good, man. You got team. You got the talent. Let me have production monkey. Okay. Golly. So okay, you ready to do it? We're
That
gonna
I'm always
wing it
ready.
as always. You ready?
Obviously, we're gonna wing it.
Okay. Well,
We're gonna chicken wing it.
shut up for a minute so I can get some silence to start the thing. Oh my word. Hey, we've almost got matching color shirts. So, I've got a Hattori Hanzo shirt. Sushi and swords.
I've got a plain gray T-shirt with a little bit of blue stain.
Sword. Hattori Hanzo, sword and sushi. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 105 of the Gene Pool Variety Hour. I'm the old guy of the bunch. I'm Sean, I'm Dad, and the guy on the other screen or in your other ear is...
Hey everyone, my name is Connor, also known as Quillmeister, also known as that guy's Spawn, and I am thankful to say that I have finally gained my voice back after having 2 weeks of strep throat. Yeah.
That's nasty. And you don't have to talk. Oh, go ahead.
One of those weeks, I was at a conference, a teaching conference at Great Wolf Lodge. So I was just basically confined to my room, so I didn't spread anything.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to enjoy any amenities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, production monkey stuff. You don't have to talk right into the mic that closely because it gives me a little bitty feedback.
Oh,
so,
my bad.
Yep. No, that's perfectly fine. Just doing the production monkey thing. So anyway, yeah, I mean, we've tried to get back to a every other week schedule, but we've had sickness, which has thrown things off. So we're getting back. We always start with what's been going on. So Connor's already started that with his trials and tribulations of illness. Anything else been going on?
Let's see. Since I've been back at work, we've officially started our summer program hours, which is a little bit different from our usual school year hours.
Yeah.
During the normal school year, it's like your regular class stuff, a large group discussions, a small group learning enrichment. But during the summer hours of June and July, we have things a bit more freeform, a bit more fun.
Okay.
So like we have either Mad Science or Math Mondays. We have Tasty Tuesdays, which is where we make a cool little snack kind of craft.
Okay.
Then and then we have Water Play Wednesdays which is we just get a bunch of hoses and splash pads, put them on the blacktop, and the kids go nuts.
Nice. You're perfectly suited for playing with kids, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean just you've got that.
No, I get it.
You've got that personality that you just do so well with little kids, so that's great. So anyway, so what's the other stuff?
Thursdays we have Crafty Thursdays, which is like the classic. We make a craft, and the kids follow along, kind of thing, and then Fridays are supposed to be movie days, but today we had some people come in from the head office, and they kind of threw a wrench into the works just because our manager was off sick that day. So when we sent her a message earlier today letting her know things kind of got a little messed up today, the kids were kind of disappointed. Miss Silo was like, gosh dang it, with using no uncertain terms,
Oh no, I know the terms you're using because you pretty much just use them. You just use the PG version of them.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
According to her, they have been doing this kind of program in this time of year for years, and she's never gotten any kind of backlash for since. So it's just kind of like put a little burr in the paw,
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's your mom. Your mom used to always give me a hard time because I always mix my metaphors. You know, like burn the paw, burr in your saddle, and I'd always get half of one and the second half of another one and mix them up. Just ask your mom. I used to always do that. So when you said burr in the paw, I'm sitting there going, I think maybe thorn in the paw, burr in the saddle.
I've heard both ways. It's just a small irritant that feels bigger than it actually was.
Look, we're both ADHD. We should be happy we remember any of them. If we put multiple ones together, at least we tried. So, hey,
Um,
got to lower our standards here.
Other than that, things have been going pretty well.
Yeah.
We've had low numbers all since I've been back because I mean it's summer. A lot of these
Yeah.
kids have older siblings that can
Sure.
stay home and watch
Right,
their
right, right,
younger
right,
siblings. You
right.
know.
Yeah. So,
Let's see.
so my week, so,
Oh yeah.
so a little backstory for everybody. There you go. I work for the VA, and I love my job, but we are transitioning to a new medical record system, VA wide, not just my VA, the Department of VA, and let's just say the transition has been challenging. I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to get in trouble. It's been challenging. I volunteered to be one of the what they call the super users. Basically, we learned the system to try to help everybody else when the system goes live. And so that started this week. This was go live week 1, and let's just say that it is not designed in the most efficient manner for our workflows in our facility. And no, it's not even. It's not Epic. It's something else. I won't mention it because I don't want. I don't want to get any HR complaints. But anyway, I mean, it's not that one. Yes, I've heard stuff about that one, Hammer. But yeah. So I have been, and it feels like because I've been in all these meetings about all these problems, and it's all week. It's felt like okay, I'm on day 5 of Duolingo learning a new language, and I'm expected to understand Hebrew fluently to answer questions in Hebrew. Oh, and why not answer it? I mean, why not answer in Greek while I'm at it? So it's been it's been really challenging. So I I don't see patients for this week and next week. I'm just available for everybody, and I literally feel like I'm a call center. I don't leave my desk for 8 hours answering team calls, answering phone calls. So it's been interesting. So I am glad that week 1 is over. So that's been my frustration. And I finally got my car back though. Finally got my car back. My car's been in the shop for a month.
That's good.
For a month.
Why?
Because the van for the house, the van for the house next door decided to pull in. Oh yeah, decided to pull in too quickly and clip the front of my car, and caused almost $6,000 of damage, and it took a month to get it fixed. I finally picked it up today, so that's the one good thing. I ended the week on getting my car back, but other than that,
that's good.
Yeah, so, yeah, so that's been my week. I haven't really had a lot of time to do any nerd stuff. I mean, I come home in the evenings. Your mom's visiting her mom for the summer, so I pretty much come home and watch a movie or play Xbox on the couch. That's pretty much what I do. So, anyway, so that's a lot of Borderlands. I'm getting back into Starfield. I did download Destiny 2 again last night because my friends are just talking about all the content that's come out and how they're kind of trying to tie things up because they stopped developing for it, and I did. I downloaded it and I started looking at it today, and I'm like, it's just not having the emotional impact that I thought it would. Getting back in there because my friends have still been playing every week, all the time. And I haven't played Destiny in almost a year. And the armor and the weapons, the whole grinding mechanism has completely changed since last time I played. So I'll log in and I go, I don't understand any of this. And so stuff that they've already been doing to get some triumphs and stuff, I pretty much would have to just kind of run around and just grind to do things. And I'm like, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to have my last memory of Destiny to just be running around, just checking here, checking there to get certain triumphs that I'm not going to use because I don't play it anymore. So I'm debating whether or not I want to just kind of go around and just take my time to go see the different locations, but not try to push and do anything in the game. Not pull a trigger for anything. Just go see the different locations and be done with it. Because
I mean, Dad, you should just play the way I played Destiny when I got really into it. I just played it casually. I went at my own pace.
right,
I did this. I
sure,
just did the small grinding stuff just to get some experience and to maybe get some good loot. But otherwise, I played for the story. I played
yeah,
for the scenery.
right. And
You
and I
know,
mean, at this point, that's all I would be doing. But I've I've lost a lot of the story because a lot of story has happened since I last played. So there's things going
that's
on
fair.
that I'm like, I don't know what all this stuff is. I don't know who that character is. I don't know what this storyline is. And so it's more confusing. And I feel like in order to get the benefit of all that stuff, I would have to do a little bit of grinding to get through that to understand it. And I don't want that to be my last memory of Destiny. So I'm debating whether or not I'm going to push to do any of that or not. So I may just live vicariously through Mitch and Brandon because I've really been enjoying their conversations back and forth on our Discord about it.
Nice.
So I think
No,
I've gotten
nothing wrong with that.
I think I've gotten more emotional watching reading their comments about everything and how it's hitting them than it hitting me. So, but yeah, there was definitely some nostalgia seeing that Destiny screen pop up and see my ship, out in orbit. That was kind of cool. So anyway, but that's pretty much what's been going on with me. Have you had any kind of cool nerd stuff going on while you've been sick?
I've gotten back into sim games. I'm not The Sims.
I
No, I
just
will
threw up in
never
my
play
mouth a
those
little bit.
games. No, but I mean stuff like Cult of the Lamb, Story of Seasons, Grounded, yeah, things like that. Just things that I don't have to really pay attention to. I just go on autopilot, repeat the same things,
Right?
get resources, and accomplish big things. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just not a Sims game fan. Just never have been. So more power to you.
Well, okay. Well, listen. Isn't Skyrim kind of a Sims game because you're making a simulated family, making a simulated life,
Okay,
you're performing simulated business transactions.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but it's that's what I choose to do when I'm playing the game. I choose to create my own storylines, right? So that's not really. I mean, it's one of the things that I don't like about those kind of games because there's so much item management. That's one of the reasons why I could never get into Monster Hunter because there was so much item management. I couldn't keep up with all of it. So
And there's not item management in Destiny.
there is, but there is, but it's listen, it's not. There is, and I guess I'm so used to that. What's the word I'm looking for? That environment, that economy, so to speak. I get it. Although that was one of the reasons why I stopped playing Destiny because I got to the point to where I was playing it more to upgrade things than I was to enjoy the game.
Exactly.
I was losing my enjoyment of it. So that's why I've kind of moved more
I
towards.
kept on telling you that, Dad. I
I
kept
know
on telling you that.
that's one of the reasons why I've kind of moved more towards just playing single player stuff. For like Starfield, and I know a lot of people don't like Starfield. I love Starfield. It's a much slower, laid back game. Yes, there's shooting involved and there's that kind of stuff. There's item management involved a little bit, but I don't know. It's one of those games where I can kind of, especially once I kind of go through the Starfield a few times and build up my character, where I can just kind of then do the Bethesda stuff of just living a life in the game and creating my own storylines and doing my own thing, right? Um, and there's grinding and upgrading your stuff in Borderlands. but it's something you can do much kind of at your own pace. But like, in Destiny, there's grinding that you have to do in it if you want to keep up with people to play with other people, right? And
Yeah.
and the only person I play games with right now is you. So, we're pretty laid back. So, um, and the nice thing about Borderlands is it scales in your game to whatever your level is. So, like if I'm at Ultimate Vault Hunter mode 4 and you're not even in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode yet, then the game is going to scale in both of our games.
I
So,
can see that.
so there's not as much need for grinding to keep up with everybody else, right? So, anyway,
I just feel like you don't give games you don't give games a fair shake because you have a habit of just replaying the same titles and things that you're very very familiar with. And because of that, you miss out on some great experiences and some great titles. I'm the exact same way.
yeah, and look, I think your description is not quite appropriate because you said I don't give games a fair shake. I think 900 hours in Starfield is giving a game a fair shake.
No,
What
no.
but I think what you,
So
I think what you mean is I don't try enough different types of games. That I'll kind of get
yes.
stuck on one game and just play it and bleed it to death. And I do. And the reason for that is I don't have as much time to game as most people. So I get into a game, I'm going to bleed it and get as much enjoyment of it out of it as I can because I don't have a lot of time to, let me go learn this new game and get in it a little bit. Now let me go jump to this game. And, I don't have enough time to devote to spending a couple hours to understand a game and start to enjoy it. So I kind of find the games that I like and then I just bleed them to death, right? So did you just raise a hand in the chat?
I'm not sure if I did or not.
Because you must have, because it happened on our screen over here where we
How?
have our, I don't know.
What button did I push for that?
You did because you got your little hand up icon on the screen over there. There's
Yeah,
a little,
I don't know how I pushed that.
well, turn it off.
I don't know how.
You
Okay, I think I got it.
There you go. See the little hand icon on your screen? Don't push it.
I didn't push it. My finger never touched the pad.
Well, it touched something. Oh, that's okay. This is a family show, so never mind.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
The angle's way off anyway.
Hey, yeah, let's make sure we don't pan down. And for the people that are just listening to the podcast, they're like, "What are they talking about?" So anyway, well, anything else you want to talk about, or do we want to just kind of just jump in and hit it?
I say we jump in while I'm so lucid from and not zonked out from the antibiotics yet.
Sure. Well, okay. So look, and here's something. So, we came up with some new. Hey, Hammer, just so you know, we came up with some new segments that we're doing, and we're kind of rolling at random for those segments.
Exactly.
And so last week, the segment that we rolled. Oh, and you should really go back and listen to episode 104, the last episode, Hammer, because we went off the rails really fast.
Big time.
Role play. Just to give you an idea, Connor was role playing a retired supervillain, getting back into the dating pool, and he was at a speed dating kind of thing. And I was his date doing the whole Mrs. Doubtfire, Monty Python female voice. And this conversation between the two of us. Oh, and by the way, he still had his doomsday device that was sentient and had a voice of its own. I also did the voice of it that gave unnecessary commentary. So it went off the rails pretty fast. So this one is going to be probably a little bit tamer than that. But so so I'll go ahead and play our little thing. Where's our little thing? There's our little thing. Because
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
So, I want to come up with a little jingle for each one of these, but I haven't come up with one yet, so we're just using our generic one. But anyway, the name of this segment originally was The Pitch Blackout, and I don't know why we called it The Pitch Blackout. I don't know why we used the word blackout. It makes no sense. So I would propose that we change the name of this segment to just Bad Pitches. Or something like that.
Foul pitch.
Foul pitch. There you go. Well, no, it's foul. It's foul ball, not foul pitch. Anyway, we'll workshop that. Anyway, so the idea behind this segment is that let me pull up our discussions of them. I can't even talk. Um, so where here's what are you laughing about now? Stop it. So the premise is I'm going to give Connor a random prompt that I've generated a bunch with like Chat GPT or whatever, and he has 60 seconds to kind of sit and think and pitch a terrible or amazing movie, game, or show idea from the random prompt that I give him. So I'm going to throw out some bizarre random prompt, and he's going to have to come up with a video game or movie pitch for this, like if he is at a production meeting. So, and I came up with 20 of them, and I'm going to roll dice, and we're going to pick one at random. Okay.
Hit me.
All right. So let's see what I got here. All right. So I rolled a 14. So let me see what's number 14 on the list. Okay. Okay. You ready? Here we go. I need you to pitch me an idea for a spy thriller where the protagonist is terrible at lying but great at karaoke.
Okay.
So let me give you some time.
Okay.
Let me give you some elevator music. You think about
terrible at lying, but good. Okay.
But good at karaoke.
But good at karaoke. Yeah.
All right. You ready? All right. You think about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Do you need more time? I can play the elevator music
No.
again.
No. I think I got it.
Because I was going to give you 60 seconds, but that was only about 15 or 20. Yeah. So you got more time. All right. Well, all right. Then okay. So first, what's the media? Movie, book, video game? What is it?
It is a movie.
Movie. Okay. Movie.
Yes.
All right. I feel like we're playing weird nerd charades here. Okay. It's a movie. All right.
It is a specifically Pixar styled animated movie. So,
okay.
So
all right.
So it's got that goofy kind of aspect to it.
Okay. With the little bouncing light. Okay. Got you. All right. All right.
So
okay. Now, are you going to give me the plot and this kind of stuff, or are you going to give me the title first?
All right. So I feel like the title would be something simple yet silly. Code karaoke.
Okay.
And so the basic plot is we have this secret agent. I feel like his name is Dennis.
All right.
He is literally fresh out the academy.
Okay.
He has fresh marks, A+ across the board.
Okay.
On paper, he is a super spy, but he just has this unflappable thing about honesty, and if he is talking, he will full on just he will just full on just say the God's honest, full on blunt truth.
Okay,
he has that habit.
Even if as a spy he has got to be dishonest sometimes.
I know. So
okay.
this now that do you remember this book you one time told me about where the guy used song lyrics to cast spells?
Yes, I can never remember the name of that book. It was such a cool book. But yes, so that was such a. I need to find that book and put and maybe Hammer knows, or I should ask one of our friend Kelly. She's an author, and see if she can remember. Yeah, but there's a book. I would
love to read that book.
There's a book where this guy, I forgot how he got in this magical realm, but he was kind of like a rock and roll bard, and he could cast magic, but the magic was based on the lyrics of the classic rock songs that he would play or sing.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I gotta think. I gotta ask Chat GPT if he can find me the name of that book.
So the basic premise of the movie is Dennis is assigned to be undercover as a manager of a karaoke bar in Tokyo, Japan, because his agency thinks the Yakuza are planning something. So he goes in and he dispenses information to agents by singing karaoke and using lyrics to deliver information instead of using his actual instead of him actually talking and giving the information. So it's kind of like the movie Baby Driver, where like he's quoting movies and he's like portraying those movies instead of being himself. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, say that
So
again, because yeah, go ahead, say that again.
So it's kind of like the movie Baby Driver, where like in the movie Baby Driver, Baby is like quoting movies and he's playing parts and characters that he sees in movies. Is not really being himself. So Dennis is kind of doing the same thing, and he's using lyrics to kind of be his lies. He's using the lyrics to be his words rather than actually talking as himself, and
Well
falling into
played.
his balls to the walls honesty policy.
Okay, well played, well played. Okay, so
Hey,
all
give me
right.
another one.
So no. We're gonna play this one out. So he's working to kind of infiltrate the yakuza,
Uh huh.
and he does it by communicating with his informants via karaoke, because it is in
Exactly.
Japan and karaoke is huge in Japan.
It really
Great,
is.
great setting for this movie. Given that was very well done playing that out. So
Dad, you forgot I'm also a giant anime nerd, and a lot of
I
anime
know.
takes place in actual Japan.
I know. I'm sitting here thinking. I'm just sitting here thinking about Shang Chi and and him and Aquafina karaoke in
Yeah.
that movie. So okay. So then I guess
Aquafina would definitely have a voice in this movie. It would
so
be her kind of movie.
so the protagonist's name is Dennis. What's his last name?
Yes. I'm I feel like it's something kind of silly sounding, like Dennis Baumgartner.
Okay. That's in okay. All right. Not my choice, but okay. So, all right. Now, who's the head of the yakuza? You know, who's the head of the person that they're trying to take down, right? Who's the person they're trying to take down? Hey,
Um
this could be the next K-pop Demon Hunters, right? Right? This could be the next K-pop Demon Hunters.
oh man.
Animated
So
on Netflix. Yes, let's do this. Okay.
I am picturing the head of this yakuza branch. I feel like it'd be something really cool sounding in Japanese, but in English it'd be kind of mundane sounding, like White Snake or
Oh, no. That's perfect. That's perfect, because then we could tie in some 80s hairband. Some White Snake 80s hairband into the karaoke. Absolutely. Let's go. Yes, I'm digging that. Cause now we just expanded the genre. Now we got some 80s hairband stuff going on in there. Yes.
all
Yes.
right.
Here I go again, man.
And then
Oh,
of course
I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
and then of course there's going to be some kind of eyes meet for love at first sight kind of romance between Dennis and the daughter of Whitesnake.
Yeah, I would say all this kind of. I would say, hey, we should get the daughter of Tawny Katane, but that's kind of bad. Tawny Katane was on one of Whitesnake's videos, and they actually dated for a while. She has now since passed, so that's why I said it got kind of dark. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So, and there needs to be a white. I think it's a jaguar that was in that movie. So, I mean, in that video. But anyway, so okay, all right. So he's White Snake. He drives a white Jag. He's got a redheaded daughter. Okay, all right, got you. Okay, because Tony Katane had red hair. All right, we're building this. Let's go. All right. So
Okay.
what are the kind of songs would be in the soundtrack? Definitely got some White
The,
Snake. What else?
let's see. There would definitely be it would definitely be a very eclectic kind of list because
Yeah.
he would need lyrics to fit the message he's trying to convey to his informants and to his colleagues as he's undercover.
Okay. All right.
So I'm picturing some random purely funny titles, like maybe like maybe what does the fox say? Maybe maybe a Gangnam Style just for the fun of it. Oh, Don't Stop Believin', because any movie I do, Don't Stop Believin' will be somewhere in it because that's one of my favorite songs. Wanted Dead or Alive. Uh, what's another good one that could be what's that one by the Police?
Which
uh
one?
um Somebody's Watching Me is that the title of it? I always feel like somebody's
That's not the
watching me.
police. That is
It's
not the
not.
police.
Who is that?
No, that was like a Michael Jackson protege or something. I forgot what his name was. He was a one-hit wonder.
Well, the the Police or Sting sang some kind of song
Yeah.
about someone watching you. You
Yep,
know?
yeah. I'm drawing a blank on it, but I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, um, anyway. Okay. So I did find just sidetracked. So hold on, I'm gonna chase this chicken here in the middle of this. I did
Did you
find
find the title of that book?
the book series. I did a search. The book series is the Spell Singer series by Alan Dean Foster. In this series, the protagonist casts magic spells by singing, often adapting classic rock songs while playing a guitar-like instrument. This unique magic system blends music and fantasy in a distinctive way. So, the Spell Singer series by Alan Dean Foster. There you
Okay, I am definitely gonna put that on my wish list then.
go. So,
Hard copy, of course.
yes,
I don't do
Rock.
digital copy.
Yes, Hammer's got the name Rockwell. That was the name of the guy. He was a
Gotcha.
one-hit wonder. He hit that was his song. That was it. Um, man. So, all right. So what else? What else? Let's flesh it out. Let's flesh it out. There's got to be more to it, right?
I don't know how to organize all the info in my head, so I need people to like ask me how
Hey,
to get the information. out.
Listen. We have ADHD. We're not here to organize. We're here to just spit out the information. So, what other ideas do you have? And then we'll organize it later.
Let's see.
Listen, what do they say? You know, you're a writer. What do they say? Write hot, edit cold. Throw the crap out there.
Fair.
We'll edit it. We'll edit and organize later.
Okay, I want to feel like there would be some kind of because it's Pixar. There's got to be some kind of wisecracking comedic relief. He from voice or companion that's not human,
Yeah.
but I mean like so it could be some kind of inanimate object maybe. Oh, karaoke algorithm. The algorithm of so maybe
It's
he's
a
also pioneering this kind of AI thing, and he feeds it into the karaoke digital library, and it's now like an algorithm that feeds him the songs to sing to get the info out.
it's a sentient AI karaoke algorithm. Okay. And
Voiced by Aquafina.
there you go. And it only speaks to him in song titles. So it's in so every it's kind of like, hey, listen, it's kind of like Bumblebee. You know how Bumblebee would communicate by playing songs on the radio in his car.
The radio clips, yeah.
Right. So this is, Aquafina, the voice of this AI, would only communicate to Dennis via song titles.
But would for some reason on the computer screens have very very animated eyes, like you could tell. Okay,
Sure.
jeez.
Right, sure. Yeah, because it's animated, so we can do whatever we want. Well, we can't because we're not animators, but
Yeah.
okay. So, all right, so we've got the sidekick. We've got the we got the voice of the sidekick. Who's the voice of Dennis? Who's going to do the voice of Dennis?
Nathan Fillion.
Okay, I can see that. All the
Either Nathan Fillion
Alan
or
Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk. That could be another good one.
Yeah, I would lean towards Alan Tudyk more than Nathan. I mean, I like them both. So, although, another
question.
Yes.
Would it be racist to have Jackie Chan voice the head of the Yakuza, Whitesnake? Would that be racist?
I wouldn't think so because I, I mean, what in today's culture, what would be worse would be if we got an American or a Caucasian actor to voice the Yakuza,
Fair,
right? So
fair.
so no, I think that would be perfectly fine. But speaking
Dean Stockwell, the Quantum Leap.
speaking of Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk, I'm going to throw out there something that might destroy my credibility as a nerd. I finally got around to watch. I haven't watched every episode. I think I got 2 episodes left of Firefly. I mean, a Firefly, and I'm I can see where they were going with the show, and it always.
But you don't understand the hype.
No, I can definitely see that, and I love the Asian and Western mashup of the culture. That was kind of cool, and I love the characters. It seemed like they were still trying to get a feel for what their characters are like, which is true for every first season, right? So I enjoy it, but I'm not as hooked into it as the hype would have, as I would have thought, given the hype and love for that show. Definitely wasn't a fan of the Baldwin character, Adam Baldwin. I'm not a big fan of his anyway, and it has nothing to do with politics because I know that's why a lot of people don't like him, that kind of thing. I just didn't like I didn't like his character or how he portrayed it. But anyway, so not one of my favorites. I enjoyed it, but yeah, I didn't. It didn't get me as much as I thought it would, given, you know. Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think back then, if I had watched it back then, I would have thought it would probably have been fantastic. I think now, looking at it now for the first time, right? Had I watched it back then when it first came out, would have thought it was fantastic. And now, if I watched it again now, would be watching it with the nostalgia of how much I loved it back then. Watching it now for the first time, 20 years after it was done, with all the other great stuff that's come out since, it to me, it doesn't measure up to some other stuff I've seen since then. So maybe that's what it is. I think that's a good point, Hammer. So anyway, okay, but anyway, so that's just a side note. So that puts my nerd credibility on shaky ground. So we need to do something else about it now. So maybe we should just talk about this really bad movie and get people distracted with this bad movie we've watched.
But Dad, you're missing out on the big twist ending of Code Karaoke.
Yes, I forgot. I was going to ask you. There has to be a plot twist. That's right. Go. What's the plot twist?
So it turns out this whole suspected big Yakuza mission, and that's like being codenamed something very, very deadly sounding, like Total Takeover.
Mm-hmm.
was actually about Whitesnake going legit and quote unquote taking over a ramen franchise in the city, and making that his main money handling thing. But the dialogue he had been using the entire movie sounded so aggressive that everybody just thought it was something super duper bad.
Okay, so it was all about just starting his own ramen stand.
Legally buying out a ramen franchise that has opened up locations all across the city, and making that his main income.
Okay, now and how should that plot twist be revealed, except through a karaoke battle, right? Between Dennis and Whitesnake, right? There needs to be a karaoke battle at some point.
A karaoke battle that ends with the karaoke bar losing total power. Dennis and Whitesnake basically locked in a room, and so it's just them. And when Whitesnake starts grilling Dennis as to what's really going on, Dennis, not having any ability to actually use the songs to cover himself up anymore, just lays it all out.
Okay.
and then it just becomes this big facepalm moment of just like you misunderstood completely.
Okay. And so then what's he going to call his ramen shop or his ramen franchise? Come on. It's got to be something good. It's got to be something good. It's got to be something music, karaoke related somehow. It's got to be something
Rock and
good.
ramen.
Rock and ramen. Okay. All right. And
Get it? Like
and
rock and ramen.
that's what I was about to say. Is rock and robin and then and I mean rock and ramen and then the logo
Ooh,
should be
rock and ramen.
the logo should be like a bird holding a bowl of ramen or something,
Exactly.
right? Rock and ramen.
Right.
There you go. So, okay. Anything else we should add to the movie?
Um, he ends up getting fired from the secret agency, but Whitesnake hires him as a VP for Rock and Ramen because he respects Dennis's honesty so much.
Okay. Or it ends. The closing credits are Dennis, singing the jingle for Rock and Ramen or singing a song, singing Rock and Robin, but replacing the lyrics with Rock and Ramen.
Ooh, Rock and Ramen.
There you go. See, there you go. And I would imagine it wouldn't cost too much to get the licensing rights for Rock and Robin because it's an old song. So
Yeah.
the White Snake, I don't know, maybe we'll see. But anyway, so okay, there's a good start to a movie called Code Karaoke. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So
Do you want to give me another prompt because I kind of like this?
you want to do another one? All
Yeah,
right.
sure. Come on.
All right, let me see. Where's my dice? Let's see. And I got to pull up my list again too. All right. So, all right. 2. Okay. I don't know what you're gonna do with this one. A cooking show hosted
Okay.
by aliens trying to replicate Earth food.
Okay.
Good luck with that. And
Okay.
now, first think. Okay, let me give you some time to think. So, what you got? What you got?
Okay. So
First of all, medium, game,
Um,
movie, TV show. What?
this would be a TV show.
Okay.
It would be it would
Kinda
be
like the
kind
Iron
of
Chef.
like do you have you seen ads for this show on Netflix called Our World or Alien Planets where like it's this weird animated faux documentary series. I'm talking about how life could be on other worlds of different kinds of extremes.
No. But I mean,
Gotcha.
I'm maybe I've seen it run across my screen, but I haven't paid attention to it.
So so essentially so essentially um 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 it would be high class chefs like Guy Fieri or Gordon Ramsay hosting the show and essentially interviewing different alien species and after giving them a small explanation as to what the dish is, letting them attempt to cook the dish. But I feel like with the very first episode, the alien species would be so they would have barely any understanding of Earth of Earth botany and Earth culture at all. So if they needed cheese, they would walk up to a cow and just ask, "May I have some cheese?" Like they're thinking the
Right,
cow
right,
has autonomy to give
right,
them the
right.
actual cheese. So they'd be asking all these things. Can I have this? Can I have this? And just like trying to figure out how to actually get it.
I think a good structure for this TV show should be like a cooking competition show, like Iron Chef or like whatever those shows. I forget. I don't watch them, so I don't remember what all the shows are called. And it's
Iron
got
Chef is basically
but and
is
it's got your chef judges, Guy Fieri and the other guy,
Gordon
and
Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay, all those kind of. It's got those people, and it's kind of like Shark Tank where they're sitting there, doing their thing, but it's aliens, and it's like, okay, we got the alien from Saturn, and the alien, we've got this guy from, from, instead of, they're coming from Canada, and they're coming from whatever, and they specialize in this cuisine. It's these different aliens from different planets.
Alfred Mark.
There you go. And then you have to, and then they have this cooking competition, but it has to be traditional Earth
Main ingredient
fare,
would be cats.
right? So, one episode they have to come up with a hamburger. I don't know, but it's a competition, and they have to, like you said, they have to figure out what is a hamburger, and then figure out how to make it, and then kind of go from there. So I think, okay, a cooking competition show with aliens, basically. Okay, all right. Yeah, that was kind of hard. I'll be honest with you. I wish I had landed on number 9.
What's number 9?
Number 9 is a documentary about the secret lives of NPCs in video games.
That's just the movie Guy with Ryan Reynolds.
I know, but it's a documentary. It's not a video. It's not a video game with little side characters. It's a documentary about the secret lives of those people, right? So yes, you're right. It is like Free Guy.
Oh, that would have
been fun.
I would love to see a documentary series. Oh, okay, hey Dad, the Mass Effect games.
Yeah.
Do you remember that really, really annoying news NPC who would come, come and ambush Shepard to try and trip him up in almost every single game?
Yeah.
Something Al Jelani, I think.
Yeah.
I would love to know. I would love to know what her life is like behind the camera to because I just want to know what made her feel like, okay, I am angry at this guy. I'm going to make sure that everybody is angry at him too.
Yeah.
I want to know what made her be like that.
Who knows, man? Let's talk about the movie. Let's do the movie. I'm going to move forward.
Movie.
So, all right. So, listen, it's time. We're going to talk about the next. How do we do this anyway? How do we do this? I mean, it's okay. It's the next installment of what?
The freaking realm. Secret Life of NPCs.
So,
yeah, because that makes a lot of sense.
That
because,
does.
Because Fix It Felix is the player character, actually.
Right.
And Ralph is the NPC.
Right.
Wow.
Right. There you go. But it would be done in a documentary style, right? Yeah. So excellent. Okay. So it's time for the next installment of
narrated by Morgan Freeman.
I'm trying to move us forward here, man.
Oh, but that's gotta be Morgan Freeman. He does every documentary series now.
Okay, it is time for the next segment, the next episode, or the next
Roll
segment
for
of
credits.
whatever we call it. Roll for credits. Oh my gosh!
Oh, come on, you're having fun.
Last time we went off rails because that segment went so well, and now we're just going off the rails. Period. All right, so listen. So we are talking about.
Yes, I love that line hammer.
2024 movie. I don't know if it's a Netflix original, but it's on Netflix. 2024 movie called Time Cut. And let me read you the little tagline on this sucker. Let me pull it up here. A high school student accidentally travels back to 2003 and decides to stop the serial killer who murdered her sister. It was not good.
No,
I'm just going to premise it with that. So,
no.
So I'll give you
watch this movie.
Give you a quick plot line. And so, yeah, so I don't care about ruining it or spoilers. Spoiler alerts out the wazoo because I don't expect anybody to watch this. But the premise is this girl, her sister in 2003. Her sister got killed by a serial killer along with three other people. So like four people got killed over the span of like 3 days by a serial killer. They never caught the serial killer, moved, and that was it. And this girl never knew her sister because she was born years after her sister was killed. And it turns out her parents kind of went through IVF and went everything to have her because they were trying to fill the void of losing their other daughter. So she was basically a replacement daughter and was kind of treated like that. She was kind of invisible because everything still revolved around the dead sister. and she's a smart girl. You know, it starts with her getting accepted for an internship at NASA. So she's a smart girl. She understands science and stuff. And they go, she and her parents, on the day of her sister's murder, they go to the place where the barn where she was killed, and there's a shrine there. And as they're there, she sees a flash of light inside the barn and goes inside the barn. And what do you know? There's a time machine. I don't know how it got there. Why is it in the barn? Hadn't been there before. All of a sudden, there's a time machine. And it transports her back to 3 days or 2 days before her sister.
Before the first killing.
Right. Like a day or two before the first killing, and like 3 or 4 days before her sister is killed.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole movie is her kind of figuring out who's the killer, how to stop things, and all that kind of stuff. So
And how to get back.
And how to get it back. So that's the whole premise of the movie. That's pretty much all you need to know. Now I will say there was one part of this movie that I thought was kind of wow, that's kind of interesting. That's a dilemma. And I appreciated, and I'll get to that in a minute. But so the premise of the movie is that the style of the movie, you know, back here I've got Hannah Meet Jason. It felt like a Disney Channel Hannah Montana TV show or Zoe 101 or those kind of TV shows, those kind of preteen, teenage Disney Channel shows that were on back in the 90s or 2000s or whatever, right? It felt like that, just happened to be about a serial killer. So like on a special episode of Hannah Montana, she takes down a serial killer. That's what it felt like. The whole vibe felt like that to me. So anyway, which I thought was kind of stupid, but anyway.
And speaking of someone who actually watched those shows and knew about them, nothing like them whatsoever. So I don't know where Dad is getting this approximation from.
I'm just saying that vibe of like teen, preteen, high school drama type stuff. It even looked like a Disney Channel TV show for preteens and teens. That's what.
Now see. So I'll give you a had a Disney vibe.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it wasn't preteen girl living a double life as an all powerful pop idol.
Okay. Again,
kind of vibe.
We had this discussion before. I'm not talking about the exact freaking plot of Hannah Montana.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about the vibe. I'm talking about the vibe of the TV
Disney
show.
meets Jason. Disney meets Jason.
Okay, Disney meets Jason.
Zoe overly specific by saying.
Okay, Zoe 101, because that was like preteen, just high school. Okay, well, whatever. Look, I'm an old fart. I didn't watch the damn shows, okay? So, cut me some slack. You get my point. Let me have my point.
I actually don't get your point at all.
Suck, man. Golly. Anyway, it felt like a... Okay.
Oh, I could make a bad joke right there.
It kind of felt like one of the, and Hammer will get this because Hammer's more my age, my speed. Those after school specials, right?
With like the more you know.
On a special episode of, Johnny has to tell his parents that he has VD. It's those kind of things, right? So
what did Johnny do to get VD? And what were you watching as a kid?
Well,
what?
When a man loves a... I'm just kidding. So anyway, when a man loves a ratchet...
You got ratchet in the right way.
I don't care because I'm old and I don't
exactly. So stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Okay, all right. So, when the girl comes up to John Travolta's character in Saturday Night Live and hands him a packet of condoms, that's what I'm trying. That's what I know. Okay. All right. Hammer gets me. So, Johnny did a thing in the chat. So that's kind of the vibe. It was just this weird vibe, right? It didn't feel like a teen horror movie. It didn't feel like a Disney Nickelodeon type preteen movie. It felt like they tried to mash the two together. There was no
So see,
scary in it at all, even though there's a serial killer killing people. Yes, Connor.
in my opinion, I feel like it's more like Pretty in Pink meets Jason.
Mm,
Because the entire movie there was this weird love triangle, unrequited love thing that was like being hinted at by all the main characters
right.
that our sister character was able to observe as an outside observer. You know,
Again, our differences in our discussion about this movie is that you're stuck on what the plot is, and I'm talking about just the vibe of the movie, what it looked like, what the character, how the characters acted. Completely different. We're talking about two different issues here, right? So if you want to talk about plot, okay, fine, Pretty in Pink, but vibe was something completely different than Pretty in Pink. So
even the vibe was like Pretty in Pink.
no, it was not an '80s movie. It was definitely a 2000s style movie. It was definitely not 1980s. And trust me, Pretty in Pink's one of my favorite movies from the 80s. I grew up on all those movies. So don't be hating on my...
real quick.
Yes.
Real quick. Was it Pretty in Pink or 16 Candles that had Ducky?
Pretty in Pink.
Okay, yeah.
And I read...
16 Candles that had Donger, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Donger need food.
What's your name? Long. Dong. Anyway, and I just read something. I read something just today about Pretty in Pink. They were interviewing John Cryer, and that movie was almost completely different. The original ending to the movie was that Molly Ringwald and John Cryer's character Ducky, they ended up together. So at the very end, they ended up together, which is what you felt like might have happened. But they
that
said,
should have happened, honestly.
But they said that test audiences hated that ending so much that Ducky and Molly's character got together. I forgot what her name is. That they got together. It's because, look, it was the 80s before nerds were really popular, right? Now,
Fair.
people would probably want those two together. But back in the 80s, they're like, no, she needs to get the rich, popular guy because everybody wants the rich, popular guy, who are usually jerks.
At least they gave the rich, popular guy a decent redemption arc.
Sure, right. And so the original plan was for John Cryer and Molly to end up together, but on the day of filming, and test audiences hated that. And so they called the three of those actors back to do some reshoots. And on the day that they were filming, Molly Ringwald had horrible stomach flu, and so couldn't do any filming. So they completely changed the script at the very end because Molly Ringwald had the stomach flu, and it changed the complete ending of the movie. So that's
pretty cool.
There's a 1980s chicken. That's old, outdated chicken. So anyway,
that's a chicken with a walker.
Right. I should have one. So
no, you're so good. You're
okay.
So
So let's talk about the movie. So what do you want to say about the movie before I get to my stuff? I mean, is there anything you want to say about this movie?
So full of plot holes, it makes Swiss cheese look like a solid brick.
I mean, just science. Just look, just the basic.
And that's a big thing coming from a science nerd.
No. I'm not saying just science like it's not a big deal. I'm saying just science and time travel. The plot holes and hey, it doesn't work that way. So here was the issue. So, like I said, the first part of the movie was the girl in present day with her parents, and she was kind of invisible. You know, she told her parents, "Hey, I just got accepted for an internship with NASA in Washington, D.C. for the summer." And they're like, "No, you're not doing that," because she told her friends,
too far away.
She's like, they hardly let me out of the house because they've lived in fear since their other daughter got killed. And they had this girl, the younger one, to try to fill a void, and it didn't fill the void because their entire life, including hers, revolved around her sister. So much so that on that day where they went to the shrine at the barn and her parents put something at the shrine, they said, "Well, don't you have something to give your sister too?" And I'm like, She never knew her. She was
I
dead
know.
for years before she was even born. So anyway, so it's like everything revolved around his sister. And so she goes back in time, and then she meets her sister, and she meets her sister's friend, and all this kind of stuff, and they end up. And
Oh
she
yeah,
tells
friend.
she tells no, well, I'm not talking about that part. She tells the guy friend that she met in the classroom, hey Hammer, appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. So but anyway, so she met her sister's guy friend who was smart and just pretty quickly
The
say, hey,
ducky.
pretty much said, hey, I'm from the future. And he went, okay, cool. Sounds like a plan. Tell me about it. There was no shock value at all or anything. It was
There
kind
was
of
a little shock value. I mean, like, I mean, like she had to show him her smartphone.
right. She literally convinced him, and I think it was maybe 30 seconds. 30 seconds. He's like, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's work on this. So they work on this plan to try to save these people from getting killed, because she says, I'm from the future.
I feel like a big factor to his to his flipping so quickly is because, let's be honest, he was in love with the sister.
So yes, he was in love. They were friends, but he was in love with her sister. And her sister was secretly in a relationship with a girl. They were closeted lesbians, right?
Which in the early 2000s was kind of
Not as much as it was in the 80s when I grew up,
fair.
but I mean, there wasn't gay marriage yet in 2003. That was 2015. So we're not too far away from that. So it wasn't
earlier.
It wasn't as closeted in 2003 as it was back in the 80s, but it still wasn't as open as it is now. So, and he didn't know that. He didn't know that was going on. So anyway, this girl, the younger sister, knows who's getting killed and when they're getting killed. So they work to try to stop that. And they stop one person from getting killed, but then another person gets killed. So there's still a second person. A second person gets killed. But they do stop this girl from getting killed, who was the sister's, Summer's her name, her love interest. They did stop her from getting killed. And then it comes to the night of when her sister gets killed, the big barn party where her sister got killed. And the guy comes to kill her, and they hit him with a car, knock him over. The younger sister and the boy that the Ducky character, as Connor says.
Yep, Ducky.
And Summer gets in the car with them, and
do we give them the big reveal?
Oh yeah, why not? I mean, nobody's gonna watch this movie anyway. So as they're getting in the car, the headlights are on the body of the killer, but he starts moving. He gets up and he takes his mask off, and it's the Ducky character from the future. Which you could kind of
obsessed.
You could kind of feel that all along. So in the story, he eventually gave Summer a letter, proclaiming his love for her, and the future Ducky, I'm going to call him,
in his version of his past,
right? That she told him, I don't love you like that, and he felt rejected, not knowing that she was gay. Just that he just thought that she just didn't like him.
There was another thing that contributed to it.
Yeah, go ahead.
In his version of the past, he was tossed into the pond as like part of this senior prank thing,
and she laughed, and Summer laughed, right?
Yes, but then in the new time traveling back with the other sister, I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
She stopped it from happening.
Right.
So in a way, she already changed things from that point.
Right. So this ultimate thing happens, and so they get away, and the serial killer's coming after them, and she says, "Let's go back to your garage." The Ducky guy. He's like, "Well, he knows exactly where we are because it's me." She's like, "Yeah, I'm counting on that," because they had taken the time travel thing back to his garage because he had a bunch of science stuff there. And they go there, and there's this big confrontation between all four of them. he says,
big exposition thing,
yeah,
big monologue.
he gets Summer, he gets the Ducky, she gets the Ducky character, the current Ducky character, to take Summer away, and she starts fighting with the future Ducky, and they get thrown into the future, back to 2024. Um, she kills him, she stabs him. They get in a fight, and she stabs him and kills him. Um, oh, and we're not even describing all the science behind it. They have to get some antimatter from her dad's nuclear lab
Because
or whatever.
because he happens to work at a nuclear lab.
Right. So the future Ducky happens to have a container of the antimatter in his pocket. So she takes it and she travels back in time to be with her sister. And so they can, because she says, I never had a sister, and they want a sister. And so she decides to go back in time to live with her sister and grow up from 2003. And that's how it ends. Yay, happy, happy, happy. Now let's talk about all the problems.
Oh, okay. So first big problem, she only travels back because in the future she then created, she didn't exist.
Okay, that's what.
So she went to...
Right. So that was the one part that I thought was an interesting moral dilemma. There's one scene where, because she's kind of hanging out with Summer at her house, seeing her parents from 2003. And at one point, she asks her past parents, her 2003 parents, you ever thought about having another kid? Just kind of getting a feel for it. And they go like, no, Summer, we never thought about having any more than one kid. So we don't really see any need to have another child. So at that moment, she realized her parents didn't want her. Her parents just wanted Summer. And the only reason why they had her was because they didn't have Summer. So if Summer survives, if Summer didn't die, they would have never had her. Therein lies her dilemma. So when she talks about all this and she confronts Summer and explains everything to her, they both realize if she saves Summer and Summer lives, the younger sister, whatever her name was, never exists. So it's like, if you live, I die. The only way, and if you die, I live. So somebody's not going to exist after this. And I thought, that's a pretty interesting dilemma. That was the only interesting part of the whole movie to me, was that, hey, that presents a really interesting dilemma. And so they decide to do that, right? And she says, I can't let Summer die. So she says it's the right thing to do is to try to save Summer. So she saves Summer, so Summer doesn't die. And she comes back to the past from the future after she kills the future Ducky. Therein lies the problem. If Summer dies, her parents don't have any other child. So the second Summer survives, she should have disappeared and not existed at all.
Right.
To even come back to the past. Right? So that was the big plot hole that just made absolutely no sense. It was not a good movie in any way, shape, or form. The only scene I found remotely interesting was the one I just talked about. The acting was not great. I mean, the younger sister, who was basically the main character in the whole thing, she wasn't too bad. But everybody else was like, they got it from general casting.
Phoning it in.
Well, they got it from the general casting on the Disney lot, Just standbys that need, hey, you want some lines? All right, cool. Do not recommend seeing this movie. It's not even one of those movies where, because we've had some movies where they're so bad you've got to see them. They're so bad they're good. This was just one of those that are just bad. It was a weird vibe of a movie. The plot was filled with holes, science holes, plot holes. The acting was not great. It's like somebody said, hey, let's do a preteen serial killer movie. That's pretty much what it felt like. That was their pitch. Your pitch for Code Karaoke a while ago was much better than the pitch for this movie. Just saying. Light years beyond Time Cut.
Oh, you're just saying that.
No, I'm being honest because I don't fucking so. Now, if I'm singing karaoke, maybe I'll lie. But, just kidding. So that's Time Cut. You're not missing anything if you don't see this movie. So look, how about we roll for the next movie and get out of here?
Roll for the next movie and the next segment.
Oh yeah, we got to roll for the next segment. That's right. That's right. Yep. So let's do that first. Gotta find the right die. Excuse me. And let me find my list. Segments. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
You know what I wish? You know what I wish I could figure out?
What?
Why this middle part of my lip just below my nose won't grow any like darker connecting hair? I literally looks like I've got like 2 parts of a mustache and nothing in the middle. Not like you.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I rolled a 3 for the segment, and so that's going to be the reboot room. And the reboot room is we're going to take a dead, weird, forgotten, or broken property and pitch a reboot. For example,
Cool.
Reboot an old cartoon, reboot a bad 90s sci-fi movie, reboot a flop fantasy movie, something like that. So something that kind of
I have like several I can already rattle off right now.
Something that definitely needs a reboot to be fixed. So that's going to be ours, the reboot room. Okay? All right, cool. Now let's roll for our movie.
Let's do it.
All right, pull my notes up here.
Let's do it.
All right. So I rolled a 3, which is Amazon Prime. So we're going to watch a movie on Amazon. And then I rolled a 4, which is drama. So we're going to watch a drama movie on Amazon Prime. And I rolled a 19 out of 100. So I'm going to go scroll and find the 19th. I've got Amazon pulled up. So I'm going to go to the drama section. I'm going to find the 19th movie in the list of drama movies on Amazon Prime. So y'all hang tight, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is new, fairly new. It's from 2025. It looks kind of interesting. I think it's a Western. And the little blurb about it is, on his wedding day, cowboy Ed Dantes is betrayed and framed for crimes he didn't commit. Sold to a brutal territorial prison, he faces sadistic experiments and relentless violence. This gripping Western revenge thriller blends action, drama, and survival in the untamed frontier. Perfect for fans of Yellowstone and gritty prison dramas. Sounds pretty good. And so yeah, that might be something up my alley. That's the kind of movie that I kind of interested in seeing. So revenge and westerns. And
who are some of the actors?
Let me pull that up on IMDb. Hold on one sec. I'm looking. Oh, okay. So it's got Ron Perlman in it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Esai Morales is also, you would probably recognize him.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. So those are the 2 big ones that we know. Esai Morales has been in, you would recognize him. He's been in, he was in Mission Impossible. He's been in a couple of Mission Impossible movies.
I haven't seen any Mission Impossible movie.
Well, that is just a problem on your part.
They're not streamable.
They are. They're all over Netflix right now, I think. Either Netflix or Amazon Prime. He was in Criminal Minds.
I'm a big Tom Cruise fan.
Oh, I know. I get it. I'm not a huge fan either, but anyway. So, but yeah, he's been in all things.
Why'd you give me flack just now?
Oh, because they're good movies. They're good movies. I mean, I enjoy the movies. So, but yeah, you'll recognize his face. But yeah, Ron Perlman. I mean, we all know Ron Perlman. And then they had this other person listed, and I don't recognize the name, but let's see if I recognize him from anything he's done. Maybe recognize his face. No,
What's his name?
Martin Sinsmeyer. He's an American actor and producer from the Alaskan Native tribes.
Okay, so
Tlingit,
yeah,
as well as Kuyukon Athabaskan. He was raised in the village of Yakutat, Alaska. That's kind of cool. He's best known for his roles in The Magnificent Seven, Wind River, which I've seen, which is a great movie, by the way, Yellowstone, and Westworld. Excellent.
So see, I know all those titles, but I can't place his face.
No, I can't either. And I've seen Wind River, but I think he played like a yucky character that wasn't in there very long. But yeah, so that looks kind of cool.
So we may have actually found a decent movie.
Let's hope we found a diamond in the rough. It's from 2025. Usually, when a movie is that new and it's already on streaming services, unless it was made for that streaming service, sometimes it's not a good thing. But I mean, it's been over a year. It's been over a year.
Ron Perlman has rarely made anything that wasn't good.
Yeah, he does pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you know that the first thing I ever knew him in was The Beauty and the Beast?
He played the Beast, didn't he?
In the TV show, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know who the Beauty was?
No.
Linda Hamilton from the Terminator movies.
Really?
Yeah, and also the Colonel or the General or whatever her name was from Stranger Things. Also, the General or Colonel or whatever she was in Resident Alien with Alan Tudyk.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which,
she has that kind of role. She just enjoys that kind of role, doesn't she?
Speaking of which, you know, the last season of Resident Alien just came out on Netflix, so I need to watch that. But it's pretty. Have you seen it? Have you seen any of it?
I've watched up to where the weird praying mantis version of himself is now in the town, and I just at that point I kind of lost interest.
Yeah, that's the last season. Yeah, that's the last season. So, but the relationship between him and the bird lady alien.
Now that's funny.
The dinner scene where she had him or she ate food out of his mouth or whatever. That was completely improvised. They did that right there. I think she said something to him, and they improvised it, so nobody knew they were going to do that. And she's eating food out of his mouth, just like a baby bird or whatever. Or no, she chewed food and fed it to him. That's what it was. And that was completely improvised. Yes, I remember reading about that. That was pretty funny.
Alan Tudyk is a gift.
I love Alan Tudyk. And one of my favorite roles that he's ever done is Pirate Steve in Dodgeball. Oh my gosh, I love him. I love him in Dodgeball. I love that movie.
If you met Alan Tudyk and could ask him any question, what would it be?
Man, good question. Of all of the roles that he's played, because he's played a lot of different roles, different kinds of roles. Which one has he enjoyed playing the most? Not which one is he most famous for, which one is he best at, but which one did he enjoy playing the most? You know?
I feel like that would be Resident Alien just because of how unhinged the character is.
Maybe. And it's been an extended character, not just a movie, right? Right. So, another chicken and chase. I watched a movie on. Speaking of time travel, I watched a movie on
Hot Tub Time Machine.
No. God, it's a new movie. I can't remember.
Time Benders with Lisa Kudrow.
No, I can't. No. I'm not going to watch the woke. I'm not going to watch the woke version. No, but no, it was. I can't remember if it was on Hulu or Amazon Prime, but it's an original for that streaming service. It's called Mike and Nick and Nick and Alice. Mike and Nick and Nick and Alice. And it stars, oh God, I'm drawing a blank. Hold on, let me pull it up here. Because he's the main character in Dodgeball. That's what made me think about it. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. What's his? Hold on.
The guy who kind of ran Average Joe's gym.
Yeah, it's Vince Vaughn. I don't know why. So it stars Vince Vaughn and James Marsden, and Elisa Gonzalez, who I think she was the girl robber in Baby Driver. I think that's the same person. Anyway, it's a time travel.
It's a good movie.
It's a time travel action comedy, and they actually get the time travel more accurate than this movie that we just watched.
How so?
Because when somebody died, their replacement from the future disappeared in front of their very eyes. Because the second they died in the present, the future version of them that came back to the past disappeared, because once they died, they weren't there anymore to even come back. So, the girl stabbed the character that came back to the past, stabbed the present one, and then the future one immediately had a scar on his leg where he got stabbed. It immediately showed up. So I mean, it showed that what happens with the present one is going to happen to the future one, kind of thing. But it was actually pretty good. So it's on Hulu. It's called Mike and Nick and Alice. It's actually pretty good. So anyway, all right.
Weird title.
Yeah. Well, we're done.
Yeah,
I
we're
got
done.
nothing else. So thanks for Hammer coming in and hanging out with us for most of the show. Anybody that's listening to us on the podcast, I appreciate y'all's downloads and everything. I had one of my best friends from high school and middle school and elementary school send me a text last week about the segment we did last week. He says we need more of that, of the Berta and what was your guy's name again?
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was a hit. So we need to go back to that at some point. But anyway, if you're listening to us on the podcast, appreciate it so much. Hey, if you feel like sharing a review or a stars or whatever, we'd appreciate it. Or just tell folks about it and just share the links that we put out so more people will listen and kind of hang out, because it's a whole lot more fun when we have folks hanging out in the Twitch channel with us. Speaking of which, if you're just listening on the podcast, we record this live on Twitch on Friday nights at 8 o'clock. We do it every other week, so we'll be back in 2 weeks to do this again. So y'all have fun. Have a great week. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch y'all next time. And always remember,
stay nerdy, my friends.
doing the Caddyshack dance.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.